Hi friends, my name is Philip Thurman. I'm the founding pastor of Vertical Church in Madison. A week or so ago, I was spending some time talking to my friend Kendall Poole Ellis about weddings, about couples who are going through weddings, thinking about weddings, and the season that COVID-19 has hit. That many folks are having to put things on hold. It's crushed a lot of people's hearts and their minds as they've had these great plans about weddings, and now everything has come to a screeching halt. And I thought, I'd love to do a little video, hopefully to encourage you as you're thinking about your wedding, as you're thinking about the day to come. And I don't want you to be discouraged. All this is going to pass. All this is going to go over. And we're going to be able to start back and do things and get marriages happening, having ceremonies, all of those things. But as I was thinking about this time, I have one question that I wanted to kind of run by you to kind of get you to think about. Is it about the ceremony for you, or is it about the marriage? You know, those are two really different things. I mean, the ceremony is all about the day or the day leading up to the day. All the parties, all the celebrations, all the food, being with family and friends. And that's a very important part of the wedding, of the ceremony. Don't mistake that at all, because that's a very important part. Or is it about the marriage? See, when I'm talking about the marriage, I'm talking about the relationship that you have with your spouse, with the person that you are marrying. That is far more important. The ceremony is just going to be a blip on the radar, but the marriage hopefully is going to be till death do you part. And so as I was thinking about that, I was trying to think about some things that I would say to encourage you, because guys, if you're like I am, you just want to be married. You don't really care about all the ceremony and all the festivity type stuff. But let me tell you, the ceremony is a very big deal for your wife, for your spouse, for your fiance. It's a big deal. They want to celebrate it. They want to do it right. And so there's nothing wrong with that. And I want you to realize that. And I want you to help them process that. That, hey, there will come a day that we're going to have a ceremony, that we're going to be able to celebrate our marriage. But here's what I want to ask you to think about as you're thinking about your marriage. I want you to think about your marriage. You're going to plan your ceremony. Many of you have already got it planned out, and you're just waiting for the time. But I want to talk about your marriage. And I want to give you some thoughts about things that you can do to maybe get your marriage where it needs to be. So number one, I would say, what's the foundation of your marriage? What do you want it to be about? Is it strictly about physical things? Is it strictly about cohabitating and being together? Or is it about really developing a foundation that's a solid foundation? For those of you who are spiritual, maybe it's going to be with God at the center of your marriage. And how do you develop that? And what are the things that you're going to do with that spiritually? Emotionally, what are you going to do as a couple to develop a solid foundation that nothing breaks into that? Physically, how are you going to stay attractive and stay healthy and stay well as a couple? That's what I'm talking about when you think about the foundation that you want to lay in your marriage. Secondly, I'd say, what are your priorities going to be in marriage? Is it going to be each other first? Is it going to be God first and then you guys and then your job? Or is it going to be your jobs? Because here's the reality. As life kicks in, your priorities are going to shift and going to change. But if you can take the time now, while you've got some time to think about the priorities and begin to put those priorities into play into your life, I'm telling you, it's going to pay huge dividends in the end. See, here's what I've discovered in my life. That if I'll take a small habit, a small priority, and put it into play and take one step in that direction today, and another step tomorrow, and another step the next day, over a lifetime, it becomes massive, massive chasm that has been shrunk into just an incredible priority that's a part of our marriage. My wife and I, for 30 years, have been dating each other. We continue to date each other one time a week, trying to do a date, whether it's a picnic, going out to eat, doing that together. It's been absolutely amazing. And the longer that I've done that, the more that I've known my wife, the more that I love her. That was a priority that I'd set in my life. The third thing I would say is, what values do you want to start together as a couple? What are some of the values? Is church a value? Is having a relationship with God a value? Is having other friends in your relationship, in your marriage, a value? Is it a value for you to have an older couple that maybe can walk with you, that can mentor you, that can share with you things that they're doing when they raise kids and how they did that, how they balance their work and their married life? Those are values that you can instill in your marriage. It will make you have an absolutely amazing marriage. And then three things that I would consider to ask you to consider during this time as well. While you think about your foundation, your priorities, and your values, here are three things that I would say to you that I would love for you to consider working on, whether these are values or priorities. But number one, your love for God. Where does that stand? What do you feel about God? Because I'm telling you, when God is a part of your marriage, it changes everything. You're able to get through a lot of difficult days like COVID-19. You're able to hang out, be together. I hear people who have been married for a long time can't stand being with their spouse. I'm telling you, it's just the opposite for me. I've been married, this August will be 30 years. I love being with my wife. I can't stand being separated from her. I want to be with her. I've enjoyed this time. We're working together. We're at the same table on our computers, different computers working, but I love being able to look at her, talk to her, tell her I love her, and just spend some moments doing that even now. But all that's happened because I'm not living in fear, because I have a relationship with God. That's a huge priority for me. Secondly is to love my spouse. In this season, to learn new ways to love her. What are things that I can do to be an encouragement to her? Writing things on the mirror like I love you. Writing a little card and sticking it in her drawer and just letting her know in this season, even though we're together a lot, that I love her, that I care about her. To pull her aside and sit outside and enjoy the weather for a few moments and just say some things about her that I love. Those are all things that I'm doing to show her that I love her. But it's a great season for you guys as a couple to tell other people, to show other people how you love them. And you can write cards, you can write text messages, you can write things on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, however you want to do it to show your love to other people. And then finally, the last thing I would say is during this season, as you're at home and spending a lot of time at home, is to figure out how to serve each other. Man, I'm telling you, don't just keep having these expectations that ladies' roles are this process and the guys' roles are this process. No. Maybe it's time for you as men to step in and clean the kitchen, maybe to help cook periodically, take care of kids, to do things around the house, to help pick up the house and keep the house clean. Just to serve one another. Because here's what I've discovered. When I begin to serve my wife, I begin to not feel sorry for myself or start feeling bad about the day. I feel good because I've helped her. And then she in turn says, hey, baby, thank you for helping me. Thanks for serving. So I hope that this has been a little bit of an encouragement. If I can help you anyway, my email is philipthurman@gmail.com. I also know that Kendall Poole Ellis would help you any way that she can. She's also got my other contact information. If I can help you in any way, counseling, premarital, or even just kind of offer some help during the season, I'd love to be able to do that. But if Kendall Poole Ellis can help you in any way, I hope that you'll reach out to her as well. Thanks for taking time to listen to this video. Hope you have a great week.